Hey guys, how are we doing tonight? So tonight we have Olympus versus WLS, Ivern, Enthusiast. Zexel, who's your money on, man?
Looking at Olympus, they seem to be coming really strong.
Honestly, same.
Yeah, I was
So
watching
looking
over their last game. I think they made the enemy team surrender. They beat them so hard.
so first thing that sticks out is the Janna ban.
They made
I've
it.
seen I've seen so many troll pics of Janna in the top lane recently. I'm so happy to see that champ get banned.
I mean, it's understandable in T play. It's been destroying everybody, but the nerfs did come through. I think on the live patch, so
Yep, yeah, the support item
I don't
rework,
know if
right?
it's really needed as a ban. Yeah, and the Jinx first pick is pretty expected. I mean, it's been being picked by everybody. I think.
I don't know. Late game Jinx is one of the most terrifying champions in the game. That level 9 power spike with the auto attack range of her Q is just something that is so hard to play against with good kiting.
Yeah, and then on red side they picked up the Aphelios to go into it, which seems pretty common, and then Sejuani's afterward.
Victor was another champion that we talked about earlier. We were definitely expected to see him. He is just a force right now.
Oh yeah, Victor got through the ban phase instead of Corki, it seems like. So blue side gets to pick that up on their second rotation.
I think Corky is a lot easier to play against, honestly, especially since they changed his package timing. He's not as powerful during those given team fights and skirmishes for objectives.
I just realized that the Hecarim also got through the bans, and blue side got a hold of that, which seems pretty big since it seems such high priority ban for everyone so far. And then, I mean, pretty expected. The Ari has just rised in popularity ever since the update to her ultimate, and she's been like really, really good into the Victor, I think. So, pretty
This may be,
expected there.
yeah, this may be kind of a hot take, but I have not found much success with the Ari rework.
I
I
think,
still feel like she suffers from the I don't quite do enough damage to kill anyone.
I
I
mean,
don't.
she's a bit of a utility assassin, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, but at that point, I'd rather just I want my late game one shots.
That is true. Red side has a lot of CC, it looks like, in their comp with the Braum and Sejuani coming through.
Yeah, but will they ever be able to get that close with the Victor and Jinx?
That is true, but see, with their style of comp, it looks like they want. I mean, they're looking for catch, but they're wanting them. They want the enemy team to come into them, but it doesn't. It doesn't look like Blue wants to play to that. They're just
Definitely
like
not.
they
I
continue
mean,
with picking Karma too.
so I'm wondering. I guess we'll have to see who Olympus picks next, but okay. There for a moment, I thought it was going to be a Karma top. I was going to be shocked.
No, I'm pretty sure that's Shen top Karma support, but it's probably because they wanted something to just bully the Braum with Helios out of lane. Yeah.
You know, at this moment, I'm kind of terrified of Olympus's team. That is, I mean, that's great team comp.
I can quite agree. I think they need a very strong top lane here in order to get anything done.
Urgot into Shen feels like a weird pick, right? His W acts as an auto attack, and Shen essentially mitigates all that damage if he plays off his cooldowns, right?
Yeah, that is true. I don't know if that was meant to be picked as Urgot, but we're just gonna see what they run with. I guess it is.
Yeah, that's an interesting final pick. But also, I guess a good way to look at it is if Braum hits his passive on anybody, Urgot can proc it relatively quick if he's up on them with him.
Yeah, but then Shen can just get free split push if Urgot has to be in the fights. Am I right? Like, looks like I mean, I think that the Ivern Enthusiast side does have a lot of catch potential if we see DZG Olympus get like caught out by themselves, like solo. Because we could see the Karma getting caught on roams, or we could see Hecarim getting soloed out in the jungle, but they do have, you know, their little bit of mobility to try to escape that.
Well, I'm excited to see how this game pans out. I think they both have pretty solid teams. Aphelios is one of those 80 carries that just does an insane amount of burst and sustained damage. I mean, his ultimate is easily one of the most versatile in the bot lane. He has so much utility in his kit, and I'm sure in the hands of the right person, that's an easy 1v9 champion.
Yeah, you are true about that point. Aphelios is very like stand and fight champion. As long as he's able to just get his auto attacks through and get his guns, like get the right gun set up. I mean, he can slaughter a whole team just by himself with his damage with his items.
I would say, you know, the biggest thing I'm looking for, especially given that these are the high elo teams in this league, I want to see some 10 CS numbers. I want to see some fracked farm. I'm looking to be impressed here, especially with their team comps. I want to see some pretty crazy wombo combos.
Yeah, I am seeing the team comps though, and it does seem like Olympus has to get through laning phase in order to be able to do anything with the Jinx Victor. I mean, it also comes down to Ivern Enthusiast being able to do anything with their champions. A lot of their champs rely on like catching out the enemy. Like we have like the Ari, Sejuani, and the Urgot. They have to like actually make the play in order to win something. They can't just sit by and wait for their game to scale. Otherwise, they're just going to lose to Olympus's comp.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at, I'm kind of torn. So right now, it feels like Aphelios and Urgot are definitely, you know, mid to late game champions, but towards the end of the game, Hecarim, Victor, Jinx, Shen, like, I just feel like the scaling on Olympus' side is definitely more favorable. So if the game does go late game and they itemize right, I don't know. I'm not sure how I see this going. But Braum with the Sejuani, they have such great CC. Definitely a lot more easily attainable CC than Olympus. Like you said earlier, they have a lot more catch potential. It's going to be a lot easier for them to catch people out. Especially, you know, we got Urgot's E. Definitely a CC favorable side for the Ivern Enthusiast.
I would say, knowing Olympus, this game should probably stall out through lane phase. I mean, last time I watched them, they basically they got to late game and they just won. So I can expect the same here.
Through the scaling of their champs, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean.
All right, as we get through the ban phase here and the game gets rolling, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. I will be right back.
That's fine. Very confusing that the Ivern Enthusiast didn't ban either the Victor or the Hecarim and just let Olympus pick both of them as well. I feel like Olympus got a lot of their power picks just for free. I don't know if the Ivern Enthusiasts know how they've been playing, but maybe the Ivern Enthusiasts had like a plan to this. Maybe this is like their dream comp into the Victor, Jinx, and Hecarim. But we'll just have to see what their plan is here. Hopefully out of the Ivern Enthusiasts we get some action early game to stop the enemy team from scaling, yeah? Mm-hmm. Alright, well now that the draft is done, we're gonna go to a break and we'll catch you after the spectator delay. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. Magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me
Nice. Welcome back from the break, everybody.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
So starting off, yeah, it looks like they're gonna go for the early cheese invade. They have so much base CC with the Braum passive and the Sejuani. So apparently that seemed a little delayed on their part to not really react to the James Bane in the river. And they know that there's 4 bots, so they're chasing down Urgot. I mean, that's a hard team to defend against. If Braum lands his passive on anyone, couple auto attacks.
Yeah, it would be just a death from blue team.
Good moves. Apply a little bit of pressure. Start off the game letting Olympus know that they are here for business.
Yeah, I do like the start from Hecarim though, up on top side, because it does look like he's going to rotate and look for a gank down bottom as soon as he can then. And the corrupting potion from Victor, it just says he's just gonna like let the lane go through, which is exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the clear time, the difference in speed between Hecarim and Sejuani. I've actually never played Sejuani. I have, I think, all but 15 champions in the game at level 213, and Sejuani is one of them.
I think that there's an understanding for that. I mean, she's a very uniquely liked champion. She's just the big brute tank with a lot of CC. Up in top lane, it looks like there's some early fighting going on between Octo
Unfortunately, he got tossed right into the minion wave. Shen didn't have that level 2, while Urgot did. He got the wave behind his back for that extra damage.
The Hecarim seems to be going for a gank on mid lane right now. Level 3 gank. Ahri's still level 2.
Hecarim popped the ghost. I'm not sure if Ahri gets away here. Yep, there it is. Sejuani was a little bit too late with the counter gank, but she used her flash. Looks like she's gonna get out. I didn't see, did Ahri? It looks like she did not burn flash. Interesting.
No, I think that was actually smart by her, because she knew that the Hecarim had ghosts, and she was going to chase him down anyways.
First blood goes on over to the Hecarim. So already,
we've got a good start from DZG, it looks like.
Definitely. Bot side pressure, too, is pretty much unmatched. It's going to be really hard for them to step up without the pressure of Sejuani. I think early game, Jinx just out-damages and outranges Aphelios, and it's just a really tough lane to play against, especially with the poke from Karma. I'll say in the bot lane, too, keeping up with CS, even with all that pressure that Olympus is applying.
Yes, the Aphelios does seem very nicely farming, even though they've been poked out pretty hard. Actually, I say that, and I look down in their inventories, and the Jinx is the one without potions.
Yeah, interesting, right? You would think with how much pressure they're applying with no jungle presence that they actually would be ahead. Something I was actually excited to see, because they started on opposite side of the maps, was the Hecarim and the Sejuani are going to constantly be counter jungling each other.
Yeah, they can just horizontal farm, but... Oh, Hecarim's actually not basing.
It's interesting that he tried to... looks like they're trying to break the wave freeze under their turret. Yeah, Urgot is such an impressive champion. Oh my gosh. His poke damage with precision is pretty much unmatched. They're gonna have to play off of Shen's ultimate for him to try to get ahead of that lane. Pick the correct time for bot and top to push their waves, and then use the Shen ult for an all-in.
Yeah, I think the way that these lanes are going, I don't like... I'll be honest, I really am not I'm not seeing an. I'm just saying it barely, but it's a bit too slow for my liking on Ivern Enthusiast side.
Yeah, that's alright. Maybe I'm not quite sure what their plan is. So we see Ari, she's done a little bit of roaming into the bot side jungle. It doesn't seem like she has any vision plays down there. Just hit the blast plant. Out of mana. Looks like she might look for a back. Kind of a bad backing position. It looks like, is Victor freezing the mid wave? It kind of appears like he is.
Yeah, and Olympus is also getting the dragon at this point because Ari has to base.
Yep. So first trade goes over to Olympus. Yep, it looks like mid lane is frozen as well. So now Ari is going to be down so much CS and experience. Unfortunate.
The Windrake pickup actually being really good for a lot of the Olympus champions, and the flash comes out of Tofu to dodge the Urgot ult, which is really good for him so he doesn't get even farther behind.
It's unfortunate he couldn't get that back off. I think he was trying to get the back off before the wave crash so he could teleport back in full health with no tail pressure. You can tell Urgot's looking for the all-in to try to get him, but just couldn't quite do it with the wave.
Looks like Pensive Gun is going in to dive onto Victor, but the Shen ult comes through, and ooh, is Sejuani taunted under the turret.
The Shen ult was just enough.
The kill goes over to Octofu with the Shen.
That was an incredible Shen ultimate. Sweet. Shen, I mean, his stock went up so much that, what was it, two updates ago? Just given with the TP reworks. Look at that,
Yeah.
he only loses about 3 minions of XP.
Yeah, it did make him a lot more prevalent in the top lane, which is why they had to nerf his Q a little bit, but it looks like Hecarim is going for the invade here, but he might get caught. Yeah, it looks like Hecarim gets taken down by the Ahri because he was trying to invade and take the blue buff when he had no pressure.
Interesting pathing choice. I wonder, I guess he just knew he wasn't going to get out. Too much CC and slow between Braum and Sejuani. Looks like Ari has her R up too, so he was just counting on not getting out. Didn't want his team to run up there and try to run it down with him. So far in the bot lane too, it looks like Vel'koz is up in CS a little bit, but they got the wave crash in, so they're about even. Honestly, every lane seems to be doing pretty much even. I mean, besides the 2 kills on Olympus side, game's looking pretty even right now.
Yeah, and it does look like Hecarim is looking for that pressure top side with both his top and mid pushing, so he might look for the Herald soon.
I will say I would love to see a bot side tower dive. Right now, Olympus's vision is unmatched. I mean, they have 2 control wards in Sejuani's top side. Really, really good vision to allow them to know what to do. As you can see, Shen is hovering down. They know Sejuani is there for the gank. Hecarim and Victor look to be roaming up. Couldn't find the all-in, so they're just going to commit to the Rift Herald. Shen is going to take a massive coin flip if he decides to come down to try to contest the Rift Herald. He has massive wave building up.
Yeah, it looks like the Rift Herald's going over to Olympus' side pretty free.
In the bot lane too, you can see the Braum and Vel'koz are done with the early game poke against Jinx and Karma. They are just shoving that lane, letting them know that they are here to play.
Ooh, and the taunt under tower. Urgot ends up getting out. Just a little trade of ultimate for Flash up top.
Kind of an interesting flash choice. I mean, given that Shen was so far back, I'm not sure if he really had the kill threat right there.
Just some little skirmishes in the top lane, it seems. Even
still, most lanes besides top are pretty much even in CS. But even though he's down in CS top lane, Shen did get one of those kills, so he's still well ahead.
I mean, down bottom lane, it does look like we're getting a little bit of a lead for Vel'koz, though.
Even still, right now it looks like Olympus just has much better map control given how much vision they have. They have topside Scuttle, the pink in her top side, and the pink on the blue buff. Hetrum's hovering bot side. It looks like they know that they're doing drag, but it appears that they're giving it.
I guess they're just playing it slower because they know that the later the game is, the stronger they'll be.
Yeah, didn't want to coin flip a drag fight for that bot wave CS. They wanted to find a good back timing. Shen's taking time with his wave crashing to roam around and clear out some vision.
Alright, so from this position, what is Ivern Enthusiast looking to do? I mean, towers is going down.
They're even in objectives, right? I believe. Yeah, Hecarim got Rift Herald. I think what they're gonna do is they're gonna play it slow. They're gonna wait and see where he drops the Rift Herald, or they're gonna get a pick on the victor right here.
That was some very nice patience from Sejuani to wait out the Victor Flash for her ultimate and secure them a kill. And it looks like Hecarim's countering that by looking for the Rift Herald bottom.
It does appear that they're getting crashed on, but they got the first turret gold, so doesn't really seem to matter. And they couldn't quite collapse fast enough, so nothing but gains for Olympus right there. Pretty much even in gold too. Olympus seems to be up around 500. Not that much of an advantage, even though they got first turret gold. Like you said, Ivern Enthusiast, they have a great catch team. I mean, I think that they're just trying to play for pitch the entire game. If they continue, if they can get a little bit better map control, they can find great ways to collapse on this team and dive under turret pretty easily. A lot of CC, a lot of armor on their team.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if they can work back into this game and start getting better vision around everything, I think that they can catch out, get picks over and over again onto Olympus. I mean, they might have a shot. I just realized I sound like it's already over for them. It's not, but looks like right. It looks like they're going in to kill bot lane, and Braum just dies pretty much instantly with the Shen ult coming through.
Yeah, that was something we talked about earlier. We thought that they were gonna play for the Shen ult. He was getting a press top lane, so to get Shen his lead against the Urgot and stay even in gold and experience, he's gonna just have to play out that ultimate for all wins.
Yeah, it does look like Hecarim actually is up top lane to collect that wave and stop the turret from going down from Urgot, which is really good for Olympus.
I will say, admittedly, to Shen, this Urgot build, I mean, I don't know about you, in my opinion, Polebreaker needs a nerf. Some of these champions, it's their first item, and it feels like they are just an unkillable monster at the start of the game.
I can kind of agree with you. I mean, maybe it's just too cheap. Just first item, it's really hard to get back against them. Obviously, since they're playing the Shen, he's not gonna want to be in top lane, so it's gonna make Urgot like a split push god. He's just gonna stay up top and not even go to his team. He's just gonna destroy the turrets.
Yeah, so I think for the build path here, I would like to see Olympus. I'd like to see Jinx get LDR as soon as she possibly can. I mean, with the Urgot, the Sejuani, and the Braum, those are going to be some unkillable tanks if she does not get LDR as soon as she can. It looks like she might be going towards Runans or maybe Phantom Dancer.
I mean, I would expect the Runans here with how much of a front line they have. She can just get rockets galore off an enemy team. And I agree the LDR is probably very needed. I expected to be winning a lot of armor since they also have the Hecarim. Looks like we got a TP coming in from the Shen with the Hecarim going in with his ultimate.
So much map pressure from Shen with TP, especially after the post 14 minutes. This
and the
man
Hecarim gets out with 1 health.
literally 1 health. That man is a lucky horse. I will say right here what I like to see from Ivern Enthusiast is they're picking up the Rift. They know that they don't have a lot of kill pressure from Olympus in the top side. And they also know that they are not in the bot side yet because they have great vision control in the river. I mean, look at that. They have 3 paints covering the river. Yeah, great vision control.
It looks like they've got a lot of vision control going here, but the Ahri is just going to go all in on the Karma. The channel comes through. There's also a fight going on in Dragon.
Like the zoning.
The Victor is caught in the pit with the Urgot. The Urgot takes out the Victor, and the Hecarim goes down because the Vel'koz dashes in with Gale Force and takes him out. This looks like a pretty one fight for the Ivern Enthusiast, but all that's left is the Shen, and they're just 1v5. I think he's just gone.
Yeah, unfortunately, he was just a little bit too hard committed right there.
Yeah, it looks like the Mountain Drake is going over to Ivern Enthusiast, which is a really good start for them.
Oh, the Jinx Rocket was so close. Oh my god. Down to 50 health after that.
Yeah, about 50 health, and is that a Rift Herald mid? Wait, was that placed during the fight? It's getting another tower?
Yeah, it must have been.
Ivern Enthusiast, yeah, dashed on the second tier tower as well.
Teleport from Victor in the bot lane to try to stop the map pressure. So now we have a little bit of a goal lead for the Ivern Enthusiast. They're about 2k ahead.
Oh, the catch from the Ahri, the Victor walking in, not even thinking about it.
Unfortunate, he didn't have vision. Face checked an Ahri charm and died for it. Terrible mistake. Something we like to see from these high elo players. They know what their role is as a split push. They know how to play in and out of vision, and they know how to catch people out.
Yeah, I think it's very fortunate for the Ivern Enthusiast though to pick up another pick on their way out of that after getting the dragon and getting several kills before the dragon. I think they're just stacking up their lead as much as they can.
I will say about 18 minutes in, we're seeing pretty solid farm from both ADCs. Urgot, he's picking up solid farm numbers against the Shen. I mean, you know, expectedly. Hecarim, Sejuani are pretty much even. And, you know, I think with Aphelios and Ahri, it's going to be really hard for Hecarim to itemize properly in order to be the front line that Olympus needs.
Yeah, I think that since both the carries on Ivern Enthusiast are seemingly getting a lot stronger as this game goes, it's going to be quite hard for Hecarim to, I guess, get in anywhere.
Right now, they have great map control. I would be terribly surprised if Ahri gets caught out. Yep, she sees Hecarim coming down trying for the gank. She falls out well before he's there.
Yeah, it looks like Ivern Enthusiasts have vision all over the bottom side of this map, keeping Ahri super safe.
Ahri still has ultimate as well, so even if she does get caught out here...
Hecarim is looking for the engage. Oh, he might just solo kill her.
Oh,
one auto?
The blasting plant! No! He messed it up! I think the Hecarim still chases him down. Unfortunate.
That is unfortunate for Ahri, but she's not able to get out there. I mean, she was playing quite safe, but a little bit too aggressive, and Hecarim just chases you down.
She was a little too late on the third R over the wall, and that blasting plant mishap was just enough to let Hecarim slide in and kill her for the shutdown.
Yeah, it looks like Ivern Enthusiasts were trying to make up for that bot lane mishap and try to take top, but Jinx was there to clear the wave.
I will say I like how Ivern Enthusiast does play off the fact that they know that Hecarim and Victor were bot. Not a lot of engage right there, and they sent the team top lane just to put a lot of map pressure in the top lane.
Yeah, they did end up taking the enemy blue buff and Gromp, which is really nice to get a little bit of gold out of that Hecarim so he doesn't scale up quickly.
Still about the same gold lane for Ivern Enthusiast, about 2k. I also like the itemization from the Aphelios. I mean, going Gale Force into this other into the enemy comp is pretty needed. Karma route, you're gonna want to get away from that. Karma slow, Hecarim E, Hecarim ultimate. I mean, even the Victor W, it's pretty needed to have the Gale Force. Kraken Slayer might have been nice for the Shen and the Hecarim, but I don't think it's a necessity. They kind of have a tank shredding mid laner with Ahri's true damage.
Yeah, it looks like Olympus is looking down bot lane to get some vision set up for this next Drake that's coming up in about a minute.
Yeah, they saw how poorly last drag went for them without any vision control. I like to see them at least contesting for the vision in the bot side for the drag.
Yeah, it looks like they have Victor in the side lane against the Urgot, which, I mean, it might be better than the Shen, but it just means he has to actually use the TP. Ooh, the flash taunt out of Shen on the Ahri. Is they gonna get a pick again?
Doesn't
oh,
look
the Sejuani's
like it.
there to
Sejuani
save
and the Braum
Ahri.
to pick it up.
The CC combo from this
Oh
this
no,
duo is
we
just
got the
taking them
Urgot
out.
teleporting in with the
One,
ultimate.
two. Are they gonna catch the Karma? No, the Karma gets out though. I mean, that was very lucky that the Ahri is able to get out there and they're just able to get 2 picks off of it because they commit so hard.
Great map awareness on Ivern's side. I mean, the Urgot teleport was the moment something broke out. It was really unfortunate for Olympus. I mean, they got a little bloodlust for the Ahri, and they just rushed straight into that bush with no vision, and led to them getting shut down and losing the Drake.
Yeah, I think that with the Ahri actually building the Luden's Echo here, it's very hard for them to like continue chasing the Ahri. She has so much mobility, especially with her ultimate up as well. I don't know if they can keep trying this because it just isn't working.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, just like you said earlier too, man. You know, they're playing for this CC. The moment they got caught out with no vision, Hecarim got permanently stunned, and the same thing with the Shen. There's just no counterplay.
Yeah, it's a very good look from the Ivern Enthusiast, like getting a lot more pressure, and especially these side lane plays. It looks like Ahri's in the side lane again with the Sejuani shadowing her. I mean, I don't think that Shen would go for another initiation, so...
Yeah, the flashy was good, but they just didn't quite have the damage to follow it up yet. I do like to see Olympus making plays for these picks. I mean, they see this Ahri alone, they think they can get it, but a little bit better vision control before said pick, and that maybe could have gone an entirely different way. Looks like they're setting up vision for Baron, perhaps. I see Ivern Enthusiast definitely going for a Baron pick if they catch anyone out here. It's going to be really hard for them to contest too if they get picked.
Yeah, they have like super high damage and super tanks with, especially like they don't even need the Ahri there because she can just split push forever. I mean, she has the TP cancels with her charm. I think that it's pretty set up for Ivern Enthusiasts.
You can tell here too, Olympus does not really want to fight. They're finally starting to respect the damage and engage of this team.
That's a lot of damage coming after the Victor, but he has to flash the Braum's ultimate in order to survive. He doesn't want to get engaged on. That's actually a really big summoner spell on the side of DZG Olympus that they
Definitely.
just lost.
I love to see this type of vision control. I wish I had teammates who understood that we need vision in the top side when we're going to go for a Baron pick. This Victor overextending greatly, knowing that they're all on the top side. This seems to be a pretty big mistake on his
and
part.
he just used his flash. I think that's just a pretty big mistake by Victor. And Ahri just gets the solo kill bottom lane on Shen. I think this is just a free Baron almost. Like, and
unfortunately, yeah. I mean, Olympus is down 5k gold. Only 5 kills, not a lot of map pressure. Don't really have any lane shoved at all. And you can see those CS leads starting to come into effect and really making an impact on the game.
looks like Olympus is actually going for the contest with 3 here. Braum's almost dead.
They have to. I mean, this is a all or nothing kind of moment.
I just don't think the Jinx is able to put out enough damage. She's not on her third item yet. She's not on that LDR.
Yep. I'm not sure... With how the game was going, I'm not sure if Rune in second was really the way to go.
Yeah, I mean, they slowed down the Baron. I don't know if it's enough. It seems like they're just going to get it here. The Jinx did stay, though. I mean, they might just catch her now. Oh, the shuttle comes through.
Aphelios with the percentum is just too much. He does an incredible amount of damage. Aphelios with the pickup with Gale Force. Kill onto Jinx. She had a shutdown. That's the first death for Jinx. Good on her. She's had great spacing this whole game. Looks like they might just be trying to play to stop this. I'm not sure if they really have the pressure to do so.
I mean, I don't know. All the front line of... And the Victor just 100 to 0 is the Ahri, but it doesn't really matter. They're able to take out Victor afterwards. Hecarim's going in with the 1v2, 1v3 even. He almost gets one. Oh, he gets stunned up. He gets the one, though, and he's not able to get another because he doesn't have any damage behind him. I mean, they were able to stop Baron for now.
Yeah, they stopped Baron. They know that if they don't contest Baron, and if they don't get that objective bounty, that this game is pretty much over.
Yes, I think that Ivern Enthusiast actually just says they just don't care about the Baron. They're just going for Soul now. I mean, it's not really something they want to keep fighting for. It's just too much of a waste of time. I think that we need to see the Victor play a bit more cautious and the Jinx and Victor just picking up more waves so they can get to their item spikes. And I think that they might have a bit more of a chance in these fights. Because currently it's just looking like they're just getting CC'd down one at a time. I think that Ivern Enthusiast is kind of just like walking through and focusing really well. Oh, it looks like that Ivern Enthusiast just takes out the dragon, gets the Mountain Soul. Ahri flashing in instantly kills the Karma. Isn't really able to do anything against the Victor, but... looks like that Ivern Enthusiast is actually going on to the Baron now since they're able to pick off the Hecarim during that last fight.
I mean, look at the shield from that lifesteal on the blood, the Bloodthirster from Aphelios. Oh my god. Yep. No vision topside, no pressure. Urgot split pushing with the whole breaker. It looks like Urgot might get caught out. I wonder if he's just too much of a tank for them right now. They're sending so many resources to kill this man.
Victor is just in the bush. I mean, he's going for it. I don't know if it's enough. Is he going to take out the Aphelios? Ooh, no, just barely. Not enough from the ultimate to kill the Aphelios.
One more tick off the ultimate would have done it. Yeah, I mean, they caught the Urgot out bot lane. You know, he's got the whole breaker and the Baron buff. Extremely hard to take down, but I mean, they had to send so many resources there.
I did just look down at the inventories, and it does seem like Jinx is on her item spike, though. She just got the LDR completed, and I want to see her do something in these team fights. I think that they might be able to get something done now.
I mean, she has ran away with this game in terms of CS. I know Aphelios is 6-0, but she's at least trying to keep up with these CS numbers. We're at 29 minutes, and she has 290 farm. We were talking about it earlier, about 10 CS a minute. Love to see it.
The Ahri overcommitting it a little bit, I think. Oh, the Sejuani comes back with her ultimate on the Jinx. The Jinx is almost 100-0 by that.
The Urgot flip. Unfortunate. Jinx got caught out with the Urgot R.
The Urgot snipes the Jinx past Karma and just gets the kill. They don't have the best wave clear on it. They're still a Victor, I guess. I don't know, is this it for Olympus?
It could be 30-second respawn timers. They're only down 1 for 3. It's 4 against 2. We'll see if Victor can pull out the damage. They really just need to focus on this wave clear. If they can get rid of this wave clear, it's looking like this might be the end for Olympus on the first game.
Ooh, the charm hits the Victor as well. I think that might be it. That might be it. I think that they made a lot out of their vision. They just were able to get the picks that they needed in order to win this game.
Yeah, that was the biggest thing for me too. You could tell throughout the whole game, Ivern Enthusiast just were extremely dominant with their vision control. They were great at setting up for the objectives. Sure, Olympus had great vision control in Sejuani's jungle, but really didn't do anything with it. Didn't make any big plays and didn't follow anything up, knowing where she was.
Yeah, I think we kind of like set out like a plan for both the teams, and it just seemed like the DZG Olympus just kept getting caught out, and Ivern Enthusiasts were just going perfectly by their plan, just checking off boxes, and they were just able to take out Olympus easily.
Yep. Phelios too had some pretty phenomenal spacing. He just knew where to be and when to be, and he got that damage, that sustained damage that they really needed.
That was a really good start from Ivern Enthusiast, I think. Let's see what Olympus can do in game 2.
Laid on the carpet, eye to eye, glistening. No, I saw it. I saw it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you know it. Me under the street light at the end, so I could show it. You're golden, golden. Honestly, you glow it. Me under the mezzanine, just so that I could show you you're golden. Hey, you're golden. Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in us. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it rain. Tonight we gonna let it just like the sunrise.
First pick, we have Trundle. This man has been a menace with the Lethal Tempo rework.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen him dominating both top lane and jungle. I'm seeing down instantly the Ahri gets banned away.
Was
First
not fun to
ban.
play against.
I can understand why that happened, and here we see they're stealing over the Victor. I don't know if they were afraid of it. Maybe
No, it
Ahri
seemed
was their
like-
best pick into it.
Yeah, it seemed like Victor was really the only one doing massive chunk damage. It's unfortunate that they couldn't play around him a little bit more last game.
Let's see what the Ivern Enthusiast can do with it. And they come second pick with the J4. I mean, it's really hyper ganking jungler. We like to see the team fights.
Yeah, J4 is a pretty solid counter too to Trundle. You know, the auto attack slow with J4's W is pretty solid against these auto attack close range champions.
That is Xerath. I can assume I can't assume anything, but I've seen it more support, and they get the Jinx again. The Jinx was really solid for them. It just wasn't able to get online fast enough last game. Hopefully we can see more out of it this game. Get it through lane a bit quicker. And it looks like Ivern Enthusiast is just fine countering the Jinx with the Vel'koz matchup again. I mean, they both seem comfortable. They don't think it was that matchup that decided the game.
Definitely not. I'm curious to see what their other two bans are going to be. Veigar is a completely reasonable ban. That is a champion. He has such great comeback mechanics. I mean, he is so hard to play around. Somebody is playing around a Veigar with good enough, like if they understand their cooldowns and how to space, he is great for team fights and for picking people out.
Yeah, I can agree with that. It looks like the Ivern Enthusiasts have banned away the Malphite. They don't think the Trundle is going top lane, I'm presuming there. Which Malphite would be quite a good ban against their comp, because they seem like they have like the backline who doesn't want to get engaged on with the Victor and Vel'koz. I think blue team might have missed a ban there. That was an Urgot ban.
A little bit of
well.
good sportsmanship coming from the Ivern Enthusiast, giving them their ban even though they didn't officially select it.
And the Morgana ban. It looks like Ivern Enthusiast assume that Xerath is gonna go mid lane against the Victor.
And right now, I'm liking the Ivern Enthusiast team. I just think Trundle has such great potential for carry. He's got really good engage, really good catch up, and good CC. Great to play around objectives and zone people off if need be, and to catch people out with his pillar.
I'll be completely honest. I don't really like where Ivern Enthusiast is heading. They seem to be drafting champions with the exact opposite ideas in mind, with the Leona and J4 wanting to just go in, and the Victor and Vel'koz wanting to sit back and wait for the enemy to come to them.
Well, pretty solid engage. If they do get, let's say, a pretty big Jarvan ult, 1 to 2 people inside J4's ult, a Victor ult on top of that is doing a 100 to 0 pretty much everywhere.
Or of course, a Vel'koz flamethrower, obviously.
Yeah, a Vel'koz flamethrower R.
Ooh, the Poppy just right there to counter the J4 and Leona engage all by herself.
So yeah,
I really like this
thought
pick.
was they must have thought that Trundle was going into the jungle.
Yeah, I think that's most likely a Trundle top with a Poppy jungle to be everywhere. And here we get the top lane matchup from Ivern Enthusiast. Hovering Tryndamere, now they're hovering Scion. I think they need a little bit more protection. Ooh, the Gnar actually fits kind of nicely. I mean, if it's a bit more aggressive.
Yet again, it feels like Ivern Enthusiast really knows how to play champions with these crazy CC chain combos. Right, I mean, right now we have J4's R into potentially an Vel'koz R that could also root with Leona, QE R, and the Gnar ultimate as well. I mean, they have crazy engage potential, but if Olympus can survive that, I mean, I think it does favor them.
I actually think that with the last 2 picks being 2 more tanks, it just gives Trundle a lot more pressure to be able to just be like, I choose you, and then all of Olympus can just focus down that one tank because they're not going to have any armor or any stats. I actually really like the way that Olympus is able to work into the Ivern Enthusiast composition, because they also have the really far range poke with Xerath and Jinx, and they have really good disengage with Thresh and Poppy. I really like the way that Olympus is drafted against Ivern Enthusiast this time. Yeah, so right now we're going into game 2 with the Ivern Enthusiast up 1-0.
You know, a pick I really would have loved to see from DZG Olympus would have been Brand. You know, you have all these tanks, these frontline engaged champs that more than likely are going to be around each other. You got the Thresh for Peel. I mean, if Brand could sustain through the first engage and get a solid ultimate off, that percent health damage against these tank picks would have been huge.
Yeah, I could see that happening, but I don't know what pick they fit it in. Do you think instead of the Thresh, or
I think instead of the Xerath,
you think early pick?
Yeah, I think early pick. I don't know, just with the... Well, I guess if he would have gone Brand first, you know, doesn't know what the potential of the top and the support would be, so maybe it would have been a little bit of a coin flip.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit of a coin flip picking a bit early, but I think that they ended up getting a very like counter pick draft in what Ivern Enthusiast thought they were picking the strong picks. It's kind of almost the opposite of last game. I mean, not entirely. I mean, they got the victor, but they still gave over the Jinx. But maybe they just prefer the Vel'koz in their bot lane over the Jinx.
So one thing I am kind of concerned about is, you know, they have all these front lines, you know, Jarvan, Leona, Gnar, right? Mid to late game, if they find a lead, they are going to be very, very difficult to kill with this heavy 80 team on Olympus. Poppy is going to be good for the counter engage, the Gnar jump, I'm not sure if she counters the Leona dash. I'm not sure how that interaction works.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, I guess if she gets that off and stops the Leona engage, could be very, very solid. I do like the counter pick with the Poppy, especially with the J4 and the Gnar.
I do think that there is quite a worrisome thought because they have the Victor and the Ivern on Ivern Enthusiast, or Ivern, the Victor and the Gnar, sorry, on the Ivern Enthusiast side, who are both split push threats, and I don't think Xerath is ever going to be able to fight either of them. And I don't know how Trundle's going to match up against the Victor if he does end up having to go against the Victor. And even the Gnar can poke out Trundle most time. But it does look like the Gnar is wanting to team fight with how they built their comp. But that's draft pick. And we can go to a break and wait out the spectator delay.
Empty hearts and neon lights. They're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly. And I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly. And I tell myself it's fine to be alone. Just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Get me out of now. To where we started out. Oh no.
Cause those hands and lights can't stop me. I'll just hold on for dear life. Yeah, I can't give up this feeling.
So I think what we're looking for this game is, last game Jinx had a really, really, really good farm compared to the Aphelios, but the Aphelios snowballed just a little bit harder, caught up some more kills, so her CS lead really was just trying to play catch up in terms of gold.
Welcome to Summoner's
Yeah, I mean, last game we were just looking for the late game bailout from DZG, which actually looks like they're going for the hook. Oh, Nar just barely able to get
Wow,
that.
yep, unfortunately Bomi just barely missed the hook.
Like I was saying, last game DZG was looking for their late game bailout with the Jinx and Victor scaling up, but this game I don't think they actually have that. The Aphelios scaling just as hard last game we saw, and this time the Victor's on the other side. They have the Gnar to match up with it. I don't think they have that time. Hopefully they can get the Jinx online faster and be able to do something.
Minions have spawned.
So interesting that just seeing where they're starting. I think if Ivern Enthusiast would have committed to that bot side coin flip jungle invade, it might have gone in their favor if they could have had the 4-man down there against the Thresh and Jinx.
Yeah, but it looks like they just wanted to get vision, figure out where Poppy's starting so they can know where she's going to be pathing.
Yeah, so this game, it looks like they're both starting bot side in the jungle, so it doesn't look like there's going to be as much potential for the counter jungling. So now it just comes down to who's going to gank more frequently and take better opportunities.
I mean, looking in mid, the Victor with Ghost actually looks like he wants to just be able to run away from the the ganks of Poppy. I mean, he literally can, unless he gets flash knocked into a wall.
J4 is skipping his wolves.
Yes,
Poppy also
like
skipped Raptors and Crudge just to go get the double buff.
They're just getting the level 3.
Got the ping from Penguin. Where's my laner? Nar's rotating down. Got the top wave shoved. He knows that he's gonna contest. He's gonna go try to look for vision in the top side and try to find out where Poppy is. Was contesting the blue buff. Looks like Poppy still got it. She knows that he dropped vision. Not a lot of pressure to contest this topside scuttle crab. They have vision set up. They know where Poppy's at. She's low. Knowing where Poppy's at too, this bot lane can freely shove them under turret and get some pressure on them.
Yeah, they have quite the aggressor here with Leona versus the Thresh compared to last game with the Braum. But it does look like Poppy is looking to punish that maybe. Being down here on the Scuttle Crab.
This Leona, not a fan of the skin. That looks like
a
a
flash
very...
play from the Thresh. Are they just going to capitalize and take out the Leona? Ooh.
That was a great disengage on the Leona's part. Hooked the Poppy to disengage from the Thresh and the Jinx, and then flashed away safely.
I think the best part was she waited out the Poppy's W, so she didn't get stopped by it, and she was able to just flash after.
So, good gank there from Ethernet. He did get both summoners, so it'd be likely to see how aggressive is that bot lane going to play on
top lane.
side.
J4 capitalizing on the fact that he saw Poppy bottom and kills the Trundle with a pretty easy gank setup. I mean, Gnar is able to E and follow up after the Trundle flash. I mean, the double glacial and bot lane. Thresh actually gets the counter hook, but it doesn't really make up for anything.
Really good play on Thresh. I mean, she was going in for the engage. That would have done a lot different if he wouldn't have counter flayed that E from Leona. Really good reaction from Kubomi.
I think that
I love this Poppy
Vel'koz
Poppy gank right here. She knows that they're down summoners.
The hook comes out and the stun into the wall. I think that this is just a free
Bomi just
kill on
lands
Leona.
an amazing hook. Jinx gets her passive.
Oh,
they're gonna
the gold goes into
that
Jinx's pockets. Actually, that's really good for them.
Let's see if she can find an early lead this game. not a terrible trade given that Trundle was down a level on this Gnar. I mean, especially into Mega Gnar, that's a surprisingly good trade for the Trundle.
I do see here that the Xerath actually opted to go boots.
Probably just to try to help with the the dodging of Victor's undodgeable skill shots.
Victor's playing very up in this wave. Oh, Leona coming for the gank. Doesn't
Pretty
seem like
solid
it's enough,
roam.
it's just too much minions.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like J4 is able to get the dragon. Oh, J4 gets executed to the Wind Dragon. That thing attacks very fast.
Kind of hilarious execute on Ivern Enthusiast. I'm not sure why he just stuck with it, especially with no smite up, it seems.
It looks like Poppy was actually able to come over and stop it from healing back up. Oh, Gnar goes in for the 1v1 kill with ults him into the wall before he's even level 6 and kills Trundle again. That's a 2-0 for Gnar.
I would like to see some different itemization from Jinx this game. I don't think the Runin's Hurricane was really the move last game.
I
Just
don't
seemed
know.
like she did not have the damage to follow behind her team.
I mean, if I'm thinking Jinx here, I don't even know if she's able to go to Kraken Slayer, even though they have so many tanks in the enemy team. She's just got so much engage coming out from their team as well.
It would be good to see a Gale Force. It would make a lot more sense.
Looks like
a perfect
Trundle's
filler on
going back
Trundle.
in level 5 to level 7. It's going to be another kill for the Gnar. Oh,
Very,
two
very
ults. That's
close.
very
If
close.
Trundle would have had his R right there, that's a completely different fight. I could see a solo bowler going towards
Oh, the
Tofu.
Thresh? Oh, I thought he was going to go into that. I was worried.
I didn't quite see how Jarvan pat down, but maybe they saw him on the Scuttle Crab.
Hmm.
Victor using his ultimate to shove out the mid wave, trying to find a good time for backing.
Even though the Jinx did get the kill earlier, it does look like Helios has a pretty good farm lead. Leona Hex flashing in to get some nice poke on the Thresh there. They're not really able to capitalize and get any kills, but it's a bit of poke.
Bomi has pretty solid reaction time. I mean, every time this Leona has gone in for her hook, he has flayed her away and shown her that she is not getting an easy engage on this bot lane.
Yeah, I'm really liking the look at this Thresh. His plays are really like on point right now. I'm gonna guess that hook at a minion. Ooh,
Solid
really
poke
nice
from the
poke.
Aphelios.
Yeah, the Crescendum is just doing so much damage. Able to place the turret under the tower. Ooh, get it to snipe on the Jinx and just gets a really nice chunk. The J4 just ulting Trundle. Oh, Trundle ulting back. Oh, he's just taken out instantly though. It doesn't even matter.
They don't have vision in the river either, so they don't know that Poppy was right there. Unfortunate for the Trundle. J4 is playing off his top side. He knows that he's ahead. He knows that's the strong side.
Yeah, I'm really liking this Gnar. He's really aggressive. He's taking the fight to him, to the Trundle, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm liking everything I'm seeing out of this our group too.
That was a great counterplay from the Poppy trying to catch him out. Unfortunately for Bomi, it misses the hook when it matters the most.
Power over Ethernet, messing up the E, but doesn't matter. The Trundle able to flash killer.
Big shutdown
the
going
kill
over
race.
to Ethernet. That is a game-changing moment right there. Solid poke coming from the Xerath as well in the mid lane.
Yeah, Xerath's getting some really nice poke on the Victor with his range advantage.
You know, being down 0-3 in this top lane, despite the experience deficit, I mean, honestly, Tofu is not doing too bad in the CS department. I'd like to see a little bit bigger of a CS lead coming from the Gnar, but can't always get what you hope for.
Yeah, I think every time that Tofu's died, it's been like in the middle, so I don't know how he's not punishing as much. Maybe he's not pushing in the wave hard enough? But it does look like J4 is looking for a gank down bot lane. Maybe he's gonna dive. No, he's just backing off.
Entonology too is really impressive on the Jinx and the Thresh right now. You can see there's already a 30 CS lead building up, and we're only 10 minutes in. He's hitting that 10 CS a minute, making sure he's getting the lead he needs to carry this team to a win. Pretty passive for both mid laners. Xerath is only down 10 CS, but got a couple minions in front of him, so they're pretty much even. Good solid poke, no solo kills from the mid lane. Both setting up pretty solid vision for their team.
I would expect the Victor and Xerath looking for their resets now, just to set up for the dragon. But it looks like Victor's actually staying for one more wave. I don't really like the look of this.
Victor's staying for that wave. He thinks that Xerath is backing. He's not pinging
Xerath's
yet.
actually going for the gank up top lane.
Really good roam up top. Lands the slow. Can they get this kill?
The Jinx will actually
Nibble
secures
with
it.
the snipe. Oh my god.
That is
Chris
a
Kyle.
very
What a
they're very
moment.
comfortable with that gold going into Jinx's pocket. I mean, get this Jinx
Definitely.
on her items.
So they know there's 3 top side. Looks like J4 was just scouting out for the Drake. Leona's coming up to help. Let's see if he can finish it off this time.
Yeah, it looks like they do go over the dragon, but they're summoning the Herald top and looking for the first tower over there.
Yeah, first
top.
turret gold goes over to blue team.
He might be 0-3, but they've already gotten the tower. And
I don't
but it
even
looks
think I don't think it matters he's 0-3 anymore. I mean, he just got all that plating, first turret gold, and he has 2 assists. I think they're about even in gold.
looks like they're going to second
Got
charge
a
off of that
second
Herald.
rift
That
hit
was,
too. Really good for Olympus.
looks like Ivern Enthusiast is looking for bot lane to get a tower back, but I don't know if that's going to be anywhere near as much gold that they just lost for that dragon.
I do like the zoning off of the Jinx and the Thresh. They know that
Ooh,
they're
flash ult.
topside.
Even
It's
though
unfortunate.
it didn't stun, it still gets the kill. That goes into the pockets of Gnar again. I don't know if that was the best place for it to go. They are controlling bot lane pretty well.
Seeing a lot of really good plays coming from Ivern Enthusiast in this bot lane. They're holding the CS. They're cutting the waves so the waves just keep crashing, and they're putting Jinx in a pretty big experience deficit. Really unfortunate. Let's hope she can do something with those 2 kills.
We do see the Kraken Slayer come out for Jinx again.
I feel like you almost need it. You just have to hope that your Poppy and your Trundle are there to peel for you, along with the Thresh as well. Putting a lot of faith into her team, not going for the Gale Force. As J4 steals the red buff from right underneath Thresh.
Literally right next to him, right under their noses.
Pops the control ward down on that red buff bush just a little too late.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Looks like Victor picks up the blue, and he's gonna go split push against the Jinx in the bottom.
Yeah, about 13 minutes in, this is pretty commonplace for these high elo players. Once they get that first turret down, they always bring the mid laner to the bot lane. Get your ADC right in the mid so he's nice and safe. Leona's hovering. It looks like they wanted to go for the dive but can't. J4 is coming from the bot side jungle. Got vision on him now. Not going to get caught out today.
I do
So
see in all 3 of the lanes, there's quite a nice CS lead for Ivern Enthusiast, but there's a Trundle going in on the Gnar. He ults him, he's not going to dive the tower, it seems. Oh, Mini Gnar turning Mega Gnar. He's hitting
Really,
Q
really
after
tough
Q.
engage.
After Q, is he able to chase him
Just
down?
breaking him down with these boulders.
Oh! And the flash comes
Good
out.
flash
to
from the
say,
Trundle.
"Oh,
I think
Leona's
it might
here."
have been
The flash ult from Leona.
little premature with the ultimate there. I would have loved to see her hold it. You know he doesn't have ult.
She catches the E and the kill goes over to Gnar. But Poppy's here
Doesn't
to
matter.
secure it up. The Jinx ult comes out again!
For 2! This guy is a sniper! What am I watching?
Poppy's still chasing down the Gnar. He might have overextended here. I mean,
This
Ivern
might
Enthusiast getting a
actually...
bit... Another
This is
kill
the-
for the Jinx! This is really big for them.
This is the carry they needed.
This Poppy seems to be doing work for them. The kill goes to Thresh. but
Unfortunate, but that's
it's,
okay.
It's alright. They don't need the The
They only
Jinx for the
split the,
damage.
and yeah, they only split the assist gold too between the Thresh and the Poppy, so Poppy still got 150 for that.
Poppy looking to catch out this Vel'koz in the mid lane. She is doing so much damage. The flash coming out to shut down the
Really
Vel'koz.
unfortunate that he didn't respond to them being in the top side. Way too overextended in the mid lane, and Olympus sees that, capitalizes, and now has a gold lead over Ivern Enthusiast.
This Poppy is doing absolute work. I am loving the pick out of Power over Ethernet. I mean,
Something tells me you're kind of a Poppy lover. I don't know why.
I can say the pick does wonders. But looking over, we got the dragon spawning in about 30 seconds. Leona clearing out the vision for Ivern Enthusiast to get some early setup, but I think that there's a numbers advantage and they're just going to be able to clear out her vision now, so...
I will say, I'd love to see these scaling mid laners being picked and then to actually be utilized like they're supposed to be. Hitting these 10 CS numbers are just so game changing.
Another Poppy stun with Jinx ult coming out. Oh, but the J4 holding his Q for just long enough, able to get out in such minuscule health. It looks like Victor's actually poking out the Trundle in bottom lane too.
Right here, yep, Ivern Enthusiast understands that they can't really contest Dread. They're trying to figure out whether or not they want to go for Rift, get a little bit more pressure on the objectives.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be able to pick up Rift maybe to counteract that dragon.
Vel'koz was going for the turret, unfortunately did not get it. Now they're going to be collapsing on Ivern
Actually, they might not even get the
stop.
Herald. Poppy going for the engage Thresh, the flash hook on a Vel'koz. Looks like a free kill for Jinx, the exhaust coming out, so nothing gets taken back. The J4 back on 1 health. Barely survived. Oh, he's
What a
like sniping
snipe.
at Xerath.
Penguin with the last shot in his R puts the J4 down.
There seems to be some really good snipes coming out from DZG Olympus.
Yeah, well, we've had 2 from Jinx so far, and they've been seemingly across the map.
And another Rift Herald, actually. They're able to get 2 charges on this one as well. They might even get another turret out of it.
It's looking like they will. Nara's trying to stop the pressure.
I don't know if the
3
pressure
charges.
from Victor is enough from
Will
bot
they get
lane.
the 3rd charge?
I think this is going to be a
looks like
very
they
big
did.
base for Jinx.
Great use from the Rift Herald on Olympus side. All the meanwhile, while they're shoving mid, Xerath is in the bot lane, getting all the solo XP. He got the kill. He's going to back and
Wait,
just trying to catch up in the CS.
I did see it go off last fight. Did Jinx cleanse anything? I just saw it just pop.
I actually didn't see it myself.
Well, the Jinx doesn't have cleanse now. That's a bit big for the engage shot on Ivern Enthusiast though.
You love to see it. Your support setting you up to catch these massive CS waves, getting you even further ahead.
Yeah, it does look like that 30 CS lead that we saw in a Vel'koz early game just completely disappeared over the last couple minutes. Jinx is completely caught up.
Jinx found her gold lead through these amazing snipes, and she is taking advantage of it. She realizes too she's so far ahead she doesn't have to go LDR off the rip. She still opts for the rune in second, which the way that Ivern Enthusiast is grouping doesn't seem too bad of a pick.
Yeah, I do see that. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure for Ivern Enthusiast to start coming back in this game, they're going to have to get the victor in the fights. The flash over the wall.
An incredible flash. That is a massive
really good
J4
J4
ultimate.
ult, but I don't know if it's enough since the Victor ult is going the wrong way. The Jinx gets out on 1 health. The flash from Vel'koz just not enough, and he gets killed under the turret.
Jinx gets
3
a
kills
triple
going
kill
over the
under
Jinx.
the turret. Really unfortunate.
And Trundle just going to flash over the wall and chase down the Gnar. That's an ace going over to DZG Olympus.
2 for 5. We have 30 seconds. Leona's up in 5. We also have J4 up in 5. I still think that if they shove this mid lane, they might be able to get in here, but it looks like Jinx is going to opt for going and catching a camp. She might be close to another item. Looks like
Yeah, I
she's
mean-
building 2 long swords. I bet she's probably gonna go LDR again. She's ahead of the curve. She wants to get rid of these tanks as fast as she can.
Yeah, I mean, as we saw in that team fight, even with everything, the J4 ult with Victor ult stacking on top of it, and the Vel'koz just unloading his damage, it just wasn't enough against the Poppy, the Thresh, and the Trundle just walking up behind them. They were just able to fight through everything. I guess the Jinx didn't need the Gale Force.
As good as the J4 ult was, it unfortunately was under Olympus's turret, and on top of that, the Jinx R hit everybody inside of the J4 ult. I mean, it grouped everybody.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate with how much damage this Jinx is outputting.
Yet again, seeing pretty ridiculous numbers from Ivern's mid laner. He was doing exceptional last game as well. This game, Jinx is doing pretty good with her CS also. Jarvan's falling a little bit behind in his CS, and also, you know, he's 1-4. Kind of a tough game for the enemy jungle. Thresh with the solo engage.
Thresh, but I don't think it's enough. He doesn't have the damage. He's just hooked.
No,
Stall out.
just gets caught out.
Are able to kill him.
The collapse is just too much. Mars looking to try to get his form set up for some good engage.
The Leona and J4 committed and the Vel'koz ult.
This Trundle is undying. I mean, the whole team is attacking him, and it's just not doing enough.
The Poppy goes in, but the Jinx is just not able to walk up because that Gnar is about to fully stack his rage, and the Vel'koz is right behind him with so many chakrams, but they've just run out. The Gnar just zoning off DZG Olympus, so they're able to get the Mountain Drake.
It doesn't look like they're going to give it up so free.
The Poppy going over the wall gets the steal. They're going in, they're engaging in the 3v4, the 4v4.
I mean,
that's one. Vel'koz just not able to dish out the damage that they need.
This Jinx is beyond fed. 9-0 with 200 CS at 22 minutes. I mean, this is a wrecking force.
Oh, the Victor has to flash the Thresh
from Victor as well.
I think he walked up a bit.
I think the Thresh pick was pretty great from Kubami. I mean, he's been landing some phenomenal plays against this Leona. Has not been letting them get any solid engage on the bot lane. Great peel for the Jinx and great setup. He's doing all the right things to get this ADC fed and ready to carry. So it looks like Jinx is building stopwatch and some cloth armor. It looks like her fourth item might be Guardian Angel. We were talking about it earlier. Besides Vel'koz,
the Leona ult almost getting the Jinx another death, but it doesn't look like it's enough.
The cleanse was just enough to stop the Leona's slow, and yep, saved her life right there. Admittedly, it's kind of risky. Okay. I really want to see Nebel back here. I don't think they're going to go in on the Baron. We know where Gnar is. She's going to pick up the red so she can avoid the back. Trundle is taking J4's blue away. We're just taking all of his resources. 1-5 with 95 CS at 25 minutes. It's looking pretty tough for J4 at this point in the game.
You know, I just realized, even though we have seen the Trundle in the team fight quite a little bit, he is running the Hullbreaker, which loses a lot of its like utility and stats in the team fight. But J4 just engaging onto Kabumi here. The exhaust and the box coming out. Victor's not having enough damage to kill him again. He just gets killed for it. The Gnar TP's in, flashes over the wall. Oh, he's able to secure at least one kill here. The Poppy's all alone
it's 1 for 1. Not bad. It's just really unfortunate for this J4. He's so far behind. His damage is not there to secure the kill on a solo on the Kubami. Fortunately, he does go down.
I'm more scared for the Victor's sake. He just can't take out this Thresh, even with the Shadow Flame fully built. He's just...
Just
He's
not doing
there.
enough.
Yeah.
Nope. Honestly, I think that was still a worthwhile death. I think that was a worthwhile death for Olympus' side because not only did they get Mega Gnar, they got teleport, flash, and ulti from the Gnar, so they know that they have half as good of engage as they would otherwise. All for a pick that didn't really work out in their favor. I mean, they still lost one for one, and they lost the summoners.
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna have to send the Victor down bot lane to split push against Trundle, but he doesn't even have TP. I don't know what they're gonna do about this. If DZG just sets up for Baron, I don't know how Ivern Enthusiast is even gonna counter it.
I will say throughout this game, we still have seen pretty dominant vision control from Ivern Enthusiast. They're doing all the right things to set up for these objectives, but I think that Olympus is just too far ahead of them at this point. They're down 6k gold flat. They're on soul point for drag. It's Mountain Drake. That just provides so much more sustainability for the whole team. I mean, if you thought that Victor didn't have the damage before, what do you think it's going to be like after they get Mountain Drake? It's going to be an unkillable team.
Alright, so I do see that Gnar just pivoting straight down towards the bot lane while Trundle's able to just walk top freely and split push because he has the teleport up. It is smart for the Gnar to be down here, though.
Yeah, I mean, they know that it's soul point. They have to contest because this is a game-defining moment.
Honestly,
kind of a point.
I just want to see DZG just like stall and not even start the dragon and just stall them from being able to do anything. Just let Trundle get the split push because he's just gonna maul through the towers with that hull breaker. Probably flashing in the solo of Vel'koz. Vel'koz gale forcing out, but just not enough, I don't think. Oh, the J4 barely locks into the wall. This Poppy's just so tanky. The hourglass coming out. Oh, the re-engage from Leona and Gnar.
They get the GA. They get flash out. Poppy is still in the back lane, just messing them up. Triple kill for the Victor. His damage finally comes through.
That was really big for Ivern Enthusiast here.
But Trundle is still on the top side split pushing. They have two dead, Leona and Victor. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to just go for... Oh, unfortunate. The flash came out just a little bit too late from Penguin. Looking like he's probably going to go down. Tried to take out the Victor with him, but the Q shield was just too much for the Xerath W.
4 for the inhibitor, and it looks like they're also going to go and secure that dragon, so they're not able to get soul here.
Really unfortunate. The Poppy engage was there, but I think her team was just a little bit too far behind for it. They couldn't follow her up.
Yeah, I think she might have just went a little bit too far without her teammates.
Yep, just went a little bit too deep, got caught out. The Gnar engage onto the Jinx and Thresh. She didn't have the damage she needed.
This is what we were talking about that the Ivern Enthusiast want. They want to scale, they want to look for these big AoE team fights, and they want to be able to get Victor's damage and Vel'koz's damage out. Like right there, we saw like a 3-man Leona ultimate, which locked down the Thresh and the Jinx, and it even zoned off the Xerath, so he wasn't able to get into the fight. They were able to just take down the Jinx and Thresh. The Thresh even flashed out, and he still ended up dying. And then catching the Xerath on the back. It does look like DZG is just able to secure the Baron.
Unfortunate. Tried to contest it with the Leona and Aphelios R, but it wasn't enough.
I think they kind of just like snuck it. And they didn't. I don't think Ivern Enthusiast expected them to have the damage to shred through it that quickly.
There was a 9-1 Jinx with 250 farm. There is no Baron that survives that. I mean, the burst is just too fast. She is incredibly fed.
I see here that looks like the Vel'koz is building into the Infinity Edge next, which is going to be a really big item purchase for them.
Definitely, he's a late game nightmare, and they're planning to let these champs scale up, get the engage they need, and if they get the engage right, I can see them having a chance of coming back. Let's just see how Olympus plays with this Baron.
Yeah,
looks like Trundle is going back to the split push too.
Yeah, off of that last team fight, we see that Victor actually picks up their whole Rabadons. That's going to be really big for the next fight here as well.
Really unfortunate for the Gnar. He did so good in the laning phase, only to have a whole breaking Trundle with Baron buff shoving his bot side.
I don't know. He seemed to be doing pretty nicely there.
Yeah,
J4
Bernard,
is looking for an engage. He gets it onto the Jinx, forces out the flash, but I think he might go down to the Poppy. The Poppy also barely goes down as she ults out the rest of the enemy team.
Victor gets
The-
another
The
shutdown
Gnar
too.
is
That is
just
not
1v1ing.
good.
Oh, Victor gets hooked. He dodges. He doesn't
Victor
have the
couldn't
fancy
quite
feet.
kite it.
The Xerath gets 2 kills with the ultimate. The Vel'koz just gets taken out afterwards. I think this actually might be game.
It very well could be. J4 is up in 15. Oh man, the Trundle picked in the top lane with the whole breaker.
The Gnar orb walking on the Trundle and getting the kill. I mean, Gnar's about to get rage. I mean, he might be able to save it. It's 1v3. I don't know if he's able to do anything. He's able to stall until Jarvan spawns, but I don't know if it's enough.
Definitely
No.
isn't.
I
Ivern
think that
Enthusiasts were just too far behind.
Ivern Enthusiast played to their win strategy, but they just weren't able to hold off long enough with how well DZG was just working through those team fights, even though they had such good setup on the side of Ivern Enthusiast.
Well, Zetchel, at the start of that game, we saw the bot lane getting impressed by the Aphelios. And, you know, it was looking like it could have been another good game for Ivern Enthusiast, but even with the early Gnar lead, they just didn't seem to ever really get the engage besides that one team fight later in the game.
Yeah, I think it was like a really good sight that they were able to do something in that game, but it just sucks that they weren't able to like continuously do that and get past the wall that they were at, where they were trying to get to their late game items. And I think that one of them just got caught mid lane. I think the Victor just got hooked, and it was pretty much just all over because Victor didn't have cleanse. He didn't have anything to really get out of it. He was just gone after that.
Unfortunate for Ivern Enthusiast, they could have put the series away, but that brings us to a third game between Olympus and Ivern Enthusiast.
Yes, it looks like very close games. Even when one team is down, the other team's the scaling comp, and we saw there, Ivern Enthusiast with the scaling comp did end up taking a really big fight, but it just wasn't enough to get them back into the game. With that, we'll just call that end game 2, and we'll go on a break and wait till champ select.
So we see the Ari and the Vigar yet again, and the Volibear and the Senna. Seems like
Yeah.
those are some pretty concrete bans. They do not want to play those champs.
Yeah, I think it's just because Olympus is very comfortable with the Volibear, as we know, and the Vel'koz actually getting banned off this time from Olympus.
Kind of interesting, given last game he didn't really have too much pressure in the late game, but maybe they're just sick of the oppressive bot lane in the laning phase.
I'd imagine. The Vel'koz is quite oppressive after level 1. It was seeming to bully them quite hard in lane last game. And for game number 3, Olympus gets the Jinx for free, I feel like. Let's see if Ivern Enthusiast actually has something to go against that other than the Vel'koz.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll switch up their bans for these last two. So the Thresh was doing really, really well against the Leona, so I'd be surprised if we saw the Leona pick again too. She also didn't have... It seemed like every time we witnessed Leona land an R, nothing really ever came from it.
Yeah, it was a bit unfortunate for Ivern Enthusiast. Not able to do anything with that Leona pick because the Thresh was so well into it. But it looks like Ivern Enthusiast is going to steal the Thresh and the Trundle this time.
Thought it wasn't too fun to play against, so we're going to put that on DZG Olympus to play against.
That is an understandable thought process for them to take going into game 3. This is where all the money comes down to, you know?
Yeah, Trundle just has such good side lane pressure, does great turret damage. You know, being able to apply that Q to the turret with your auto attack is kind of in my opinion, kind of a goofy mechanic, but on top of the hold breaker and his built-in sustain with his Q, I mean, he's a great side laning champion.
Yeah, it looks like Lumi's actually picking up the Morgana. Being able to play both the Thresh and Morgana sides of that matchup is very, very good for DZG Olympus, especially with how this game seems to be running out through the bot lane strength.
Yeah, we saw Kobama too. He has very, very impressive reaction time, so I'm sure he'll be able to peel for this Jinx exactly how she needs.
Yeah, and the Victor gets picked up again by Olympus as the same as game 1. Hopefully they're actually able to do something with it this game.
Jin with the Thresh, pretty good bot lane, pretty easy CC chaining. Looks like they might be opting for a Caitlyn pick instead.
Looks like the Jin gets locked in. I actually really like that with the Thresh. I mean, they don't have much magic damage to go through the Morgana shield, but they just have to wait it out and focus the other target, I think, and they just have the damage, the raw damage to kill whoever they want.
I'd be interested to see what their jungle pick is going to go. They're going to ban the Poppy. Leaning towards the Malphite.
I'm just looking at their comp. I'm looking at their comp so far, and the Poppy is very good into hyper-aggressive team comps, and with the Jin, with the Thresh, they're not looking like they're going to want to engage too much. They're going to look like they're going to play for picks, they're going to play for the enemies to make mistakes, and they're not really going to need to go in. They banned the Xerath on the other side. I think that... Wait, did they not pick Xerath last game?
It did. Kind of an interesting ban.
Maybe he didn't like the matchup. He doesn't like it playing the other side of the matchup, so he banned it out. And the Hecarim ban comes through, and it looks like an Anivia ban. Is that a target ban, or is that just not very fun with Victor? I don't know.
Well, you know, I mean, really, the only thing that counters a control mage is a control mage, and Looks like we might get to see a Vel'koz, though. Very interesting pick. Extremely strong champion.
I love the artillery coming out of their comp. If they lock in Vel'koz here, that's a very nice pick coming out of Ivern Enthusiast if they're able to pull it off. And it actually murders the Morgana shield in team fights as well, so it doesn't even matter. But the Jarvan, very, very long range engage, able to pull it off. I mean, it's like the same we were thinking about from Ivern Enthusiast last game. If they want to get in, they need to be able to fully kill the enemies through everything. We're just worried, are they actually able to do that? And it looks like they're looking at the Gwen for the top lane. It's a very strong scaling split pusher, able to get TP flanks off. She's very strong late game. I mean, I like it in their comp. It gives them a really good split push threat as well. Let's see what Ivern Enthusiasts have to say against that.
Not sure how I feel about a Teemo pick. I'd feel a lot better about a Riven or an Urgot pick for sure into the Gwen. Gwen doesn't really have to rely on her auto attach for that sustained damage. You know, post level 6, she has her R. You can stack up your Q with your R, and then you can proc, you know, the level 2 and level 3 of your R recast with your Q. So, seeing the Urgot makes me a lot more comfortable than seeing a Teemo. And also, he was a wrecking force with his Urgot in the first game.
Yeah, in the first game we saw the Urgot pick stand out pretty well on Ivern Enthusiast side. They were able to get him pretty ahead in the side lane. But, I mean, it kind of helps their comp a little bit. It doesn't fully round them out. I mean, they have a little bit of frontline and have really good poke, but it just wonders, do they have anything to secure it? The Urgot ult, is it good enough? We'll see. And obviously on the Olympus side, we have a lot of scaling. If they get killed early game, it's going to be very hard for them to go into this late game. They have the Jinx again, which I'm not going to lie, Neeble's been doing really well on that, scaling up. Other than game 1, they weren't able to get there. Game 2, he did really nice. Victor, we saw game 1, we weren't really able to get there either, even though that was doing really nice damage. A little bit mispositioning error didn't really work out for them. The J4 engage, he just needs to tank up. They don't really need to win early game, they just need to get through it. And like I said, the Gwen in top lane, I don't see Urgot that much, so I really don't know the matchup. I'd assume it's Urgot favored, knowing the champion. But I think the Gwen's a very nice pick into the other comp.
Well, the tough thing about the Gwen and Urgot matchup is a little bit later in the matchup, Gwen starts to get really, really good sustain, right? Her ultimate percentage health damage, and it also heals her for how much damage she does. Same thing with her Q. I mean, honestly, Gwen is one of the great duelists in League of Legends. She, in the right hands, is a very, very carry-type champion. Into the Urgot as well. I mean, if Gwen properly uses her W, she will never get ulted by Urgot.
Yeah, I'm just calling back to game 1. The problem with DZG Olympus comp was they were very skill focused. They just weren't able to get to their power spikes before the enemy team was actually already taking over the game. And now I'm looking here, and I'm just seeing pretty much the same thing. I'm not gonna lie. We have DZG just sticking to all hyper scaling champions, other than the J4. While Ivern Enthusiasts, they just need to look for their picks. They look for their long range poke, and then just being able to capitalize and take people out. And I'm just hoping that if Olympus goes into this, I want them to go into it with a different mindset than game 1, because in game 1 it seemed like they kept thinking they had to fight over everything when they can just let go of a little bit and let themselves scale better and get to their item spikes. And once they get to their item spikes, their team fight is just going to be immaculate compared to Ivern Enthusiast team fight in the late game. As long as they don't get caught by Thresh Hook or caught by an Urgot E or a Jin W, I mean, it's going to be pretty free for them in these massive late game team fights with flanks from Gwen, ultimates from Jarvan. It just seems like a dream team fight for Olympus if they can get there. And from seeing game 1, they weren't able to make it happen. Let's see what they can do here. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, you know, I totally agree. Honestly, the only thing that kind of concerns me was Jinx got her lead from these crazy snipes, you know, and then roaming top lane to get a couple more kills. And, you know, if her team doesn't pick these fights or doesn't get in a position where she has the potential to ult, then coin flipping that ultimate, you know, it's a little worrisome that if she doesn't get to that power spike like she did last game, it's like, how much pressure does this bot lane really have?
Yeah, I mean, the only difference that I'm seeing between game 1 and game 3 here on the side of the Ivern Enthusiast is there's just no standout engage for the Ivern Enthusiast team comp where uh, that's what they need in order to like be able to capitalize on the early game and be able to punish Olympus. Uh, I mean, let's see if they can make it happen, and we'll get into game 3 right after this break.
Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. Can you hear the sound? We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. With the revolution. Feelings. It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming. Dreaming in colors I never dreamed in. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh. Magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Fell in love with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed. Skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take
right, so
All right, welcome back. Let's get into game 3 here. We got DZG Olympus versus the Ivern Enthusiast on the red side. Right now, we're looking for DZG. They got a very scaling team comp, and Ivern Enthusiast. They just got really nice poke, and I don't really see much engage. We see blue side all going bottom and red side going all top. What do you feel about this?
you know, it's kind of goofy to be able to witness the map in its entirety when things like this are happening. Because everybody's preparing for a big fight to break out, but no one realizes that there's nobody near them.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate. I mean, we've seen every single game Ivern Enthusiast has been invading bot lane. I mean, that's probably what DZG was expecting this game. Turns out they didn't this game, and nothing happens.
Minions have spawned.
It does seem like 4 of them are staying right there in that bush beside blue buff, waiting it out. Are they going to go for the pick on Jhin? Ooh, Jhin walks up a little bit. Oh, the Thresh gets caught, though. First blood going to Victor. That's really nice to start him off in that lane.
That is a giant first blood for the mid lane. Victor is a very slow scaling champ, but that first blood is great for his power spike.
That is a very big power spike, or very big start for Victor. He's not able to get a reset because it's a bit late invade, but
he's not really down much. I'm pretty sure he has mana flow banned, so he's only down a little bit of mana, but I'm sure he's willing to lose a little bit of mana for that 400 gold.
It does look like J4 does end up having to smite the red buff in order to speed up his clear a bit, because he was going for the invade. Actually, is he going for the level 2 gank on Vel'koz in mid lane?
Yeah, it looks like he is.
The flash comes out early enough from Vel'koz. I don't think anything else goes out here. We are just putting pressure for the mid lane over here on DZG. They're getting everything to Victor.
Great route from the Morgana. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like they can do much with it. That's one thing too. If Gwen plays around her E cooldown just right, I mean, Urgot, realistically, it's going to be really tough for him to land any part of his kit.
Yeah, it's a very unique champion pick into the Gwen, I'd say. But it is a comfort pick, I feel like, because we did see it in game 1.
Went well. He got the whole breaker. He became a force top lane.
I realize we've seen this Jhin Jinx matchup every single game. Oh wait, I realized I just thought Jhin was a Vel'koz. I'm sorry.
Good route.
Oh, the fucking
shield.
The black shield comes out very nicely. Oh, with the dark binding goes up as well.
Good peel for the Thresh. Yeah, made sure that wasn't an uneven trade in the Ivern Enthusiast side. Thresh trying to salvage the lane. Pretty bad wave spate here for Olympus. Jinx is getting some poke off, but looks like they broke the freeze. Yeah, couldn't hold the freeze against
throwing out all of her mana in order to break this freeze and get a base off.
It looks like J4 is hovering on bot side river, might be going in for a gank. Vel'koz goes into top side river, places a ward for the Trundle.
I would be expecting more pressure towards this mid lane since they got the flash out so early, but it doesn't seem like anything's happened yet.
Definitely. I think right now, even still, I think the Vel'koz is a little bit too far up in the lane.
This Jinx is playing quite greedy. She wants to base, but she's just staying up so far. Jin's even able to walk up and get a ward, so she can't base behind the wall. She's not even able to get her base off after using all that mana to push in that wave. And just as I talked about it, the Vel'koz is getting punished for not having flash, and that's another kill into Victor.
Another huge kill. Yep. As I was saying before, it's going to be really, really tough for the Urgot to land anything on the Gwen. She's so mobile, great duelist, percent health damage. I think that's a Gwen favored matchup.
I think that I want to see Trundle doing more here, because with J4 putting all his pressure mid lane, I want to see the bot lane being punished for pushing up so much. That's a lot of damage coming out of Jhin, but it's just not good enough because the Jinx has been finding the back for quite a while.
Got a lot of utility out of that spell shield too. I like the thresh. I like where he was going with it, but he used the flay just a little bit too early.
It might actually just caught and thrown back by the Urgot, but I mean, honestly, it looks like the Urgot's got quite a lead, but there's quite a big wave. The J4 going in for the bot lane gank.
So
but
no Sum's bot lane. Got a flash for the J4 and got Jinx's flash and heal. Kind of an even trade, honestly. I think that's Ivern favored for sure.
Yeah, I think this actually looks really nice for Ivern Enthusiast bot lane. Both the ADCs sitting pretty low. Morgana pretty healthy, but it looks like Jin and Jinx are looking to back soon. I just realized Jinx still hasn't based. She must be sitting on quite a bit. I mean, she's still super low mana.
Jin's just trying to get this wave to crash.
Now it's the opposite end. Jin wants to crash everything. Looks like Trundle's actually going for the dragon, but J4 is going for a regank down bot lane because there's no flash. The Lantern comes out. Both of them sidestep the Morgana flash Q.
Really good juice on Ivern's side.
The bot lane out of Ivern Enthusiast was really well played there. And it looks like Trundle actually has to back off the dragon. You know, even though the kill did go down onto the Vel'koz, he's up quite a bit of CS, it looks like.
Definitely not going to be a free lane for Victor. You know, I think Vel'koz still has quite a bit better damage early game, but we've seen what Victor can do late game once he does get his items.
Well, I do see the... Neither junglers, you know... Actually, Trundle just hit level 5, and Jarvan's been, like, pressuring this bot lane quite hard. The Jinx has gotten the base way before the Jhin. If Morgana holds this wave long enough, they might even be able to look for a kill on Jhin before the base.
Really unfortunate she couldn't pull the freeze. Too worried about... I think if Morgana would have baited a little bit with that freeze, acting like she was willing to tank that fourth shot, it might have been just enough for J4 to get in there and get a kill.
I think they actually might give up the dragon since they're having the base so late. And look at that huge wave up top lane that's being pressured into that tower right now. Looks like Trundle's able to make up for something mid here.
Right now at the wave state top lane, I like the roam from Urgot. I also would have really liked to see the Trundle Urgot all in. I mean, Urgot has ultimate, you know, started off, let Trundle pillar, you get right up on her. That's a pretty easy tower dive.
Yeah, I agree. They could have looked for something, but I think Trundle was more focused on getting this mid out of that early game death and try to get the gold back, but it looks like Victor's just a bit unkillable with phase rush.
Not much to do for the top side. She's going to roam around a little bit, get some wards placed down, try to get vision in that top side jungle and river, make sure that Trundle's not going to try to sneak that Rift Herald. The first Drake went over to Olympus. Let's see if they can keep that win con.
Yeah, it does look like there's like a lot of pressure coming out from this 2-kill lead on the Victor. I mean, we talked about how we want them to get into their late game, get on their items, and Victor's already super ahead. They even have Jinx. I mean, Jinx is down a little bit of farm, but there's a pretty big wave stacked up down their bot. So hopefully she's able to catch up. We just want them to get onto their items, and I mean that's pretty much their win condition.
It seems like Urgot needs to win precision this game. Pretty basic rune choice. I guess phase rush with Victor is a little bit unique. I've seen a lot of first strike Victors. Probably just wants to be able to kite out that Vel'koz slow and knock out whatnot.
Yeah, I think also against Vel'koz, since he outranges Victor so well, it's a bit hard to first strike him.
Definitely. Jinx ultimate, just a little bit wide on the Vel'koz. Not even going to get an assist for that.
Jinx ultimate is even just... I've seen it used more and more now, just for like vision early game, specifically. Looks like Gwen's committing the ultimate. J4 committing onto the Vel'koz, but the Urgot ultimate pulled back the J4 and gets the kill, but I've gone black. Sorry guys, we got black. Alright. We're having technical difficulties. Sorry about that, guys. Hopefully we can get this fixed as best as possible soon. Well, I'm looking at this.
Let's let Erd up. Yeah, let's let. Okay, you had it paused. Cool, thank you. So let's let Erd up. Picked up a double kill. Sorry about that.
Welcome back to the stream. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We're getting back into the game. Urgot's actually picked up a Black Cleaver, it seems. I don't
Really
know how much
bad.
armor. He
Really
did go
bad
for the
trade.
dive, but it looks like it's not going to work out for him. He's almost taken all the damage back from the tower.
Gwen might be able to pull it together and get a
we're looking
solo
in mid
bolo.
lane. Victor and J4 looking for the engage. Vel'koz ults again, and I think Vel'koz dies, but we black screen again. Oh no, technical difficulties. This is not. I can't make that. I'm sorry. I don't want to get. Welcome back, guys. Hopefully, our technical difficulties are over. We're getting back into this one. It's 4-4. Seems to be very even game overall. We have a lead on the DZG side. We got Victor having 3 kills, and over on Ivern, Ivern Enthusiast side, Urgot's got the 3 kills. We do see here that 4 members of DZG have their mythic items completed, which is really big for them. Speaking that the Ludens is completed for the Victor, it just gives him a lot more mobility against the Vel'koz. There seemed to be a lot of poke being thrown here at the Thresh. He almost gets taken out just by poke. Morgana walking to 3, the flash coming out.
Oh, Jinx is excited. This is not looking good. Thresh popped his R right before he died. Jinx didn't run him down and get a triple kill. Good play by Thresh.
They do get the Thresh kill, though. That's some very nice poke from the Jinx Morgana side, honestly. I don't... Actually, I do like to see the Kraken Slayer here. It's just, there's a lot of long-range poke. It looks like the Victor actually just dives the Vel'koz.
Great solo kill on the Vel'koz.
So much damage.
Respecting the damage.
The Trundle's still bottom. It looks like he's going for the Morgana, and the Genelt comes out, but it's not able to finish off the kill.
Unfortunately, went a little bit too wide. The slow from the Trundle pillar was not existent due to the black shield. Gwen dancing her way around Urgot. Looks like she might be looking for a roam. Decides to jump back over the wall and go back topside. Urgot respecting Gwen under her turret, deciding to hop away, not looking for anything too crazy. Knowing she probably has R up.
I think that what we want to see here is the Jinx just look for these team fights, because she's on her 2 items and she's got more crit. And this Victor, I mean, he's looking to go side lane. I think he's just now basing from that solo kill gold, and he's picking up a Hextech Alternator, which is really high burst damage. I mean, he's just going to look for kill after kill now. Gwen actually getting caught out in the soul lane, having to dash towards the enemy tower, but Trundle's kill is just going to slow her to oblivion, and they're just going to get another kill on her. Gwen actually coming around, almost getting one back.
Yeah, the last half of that recast wasn't quite enough. Missed, unfortunately, otherwise it might have been enough damage.
This Jinx getting rocket after rocket, poking out the Urgot, actually having to force him off his own tower.
Lethal tempo proccing with her passive is a deadly force.
We actually just looked bottom, and there was one E that hit the Vel'koz, and that just halved his health. That was really brutal down there.
Alright, well they know that they don't have any prio in any lanes. They chunked him out topside, and they're going to go for the rift. Looks like Drag is going to be up in a minute too, so if DZG can contest Drag and get these objectives, maybe plant the rift mid, or bot lane perhaps, then they'll get the pressure they need to go for this Drake. So Jinx is going to go topside and try to clear out that wave.
I actually think that Jinx might be overstaying quite a bit, because the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, and she's just not getting over here to clear this wave. Oh, she's not even going to clear the wave, she's going to base. I think that's very smart, actually. They do need Jinx here for the team fight for the dragon if they want to fight for it.
With all the Urgot taking out the ward, decided it was time to go.
I think that
Urgot does have Unleashed Teleport though, so I think he's going to live in the top side, wait for a fight to break out, and then teleport down.
I think they need to commit to doing one thing. I don't think that DZG is actually able to stall this out and let Ivern Enthusiast poke them out. Like, yeah, they're not even able to walk in, and the dragon's almost dead already. The dragon goes over to Ivern Enthusiast, Gwen's behind them, but it's just not enough. Gwen actually being called out here. I think she's just going to die. Yeah, it looks like Octofu gets picked out, and
unfortunate. Couldn't follow the engage from the Gwen due to the Thresh R.
I think that was really good by Ivern Enthusiast, able to basically commit downwards towards the Gwen and able to pick her out. But it does look like the Jinx is putting down the Rift Herald mid, and they're going to look for a tower. in
They might get
response to that.
two. Jinx is gonna get excited here off this tower going down. With the J4 ultimate, this could be huge.
Oh, but the threshold is just too much. They're able to just shred down the J4 instantly. The Vel'koz actually flashes in ults, and it's just not
quite
enough damage
to take out the Jinx.
I think that
it's the Vel'koz R
is bugging out our stream or our. I think that there might be a bug with that Vel'koz ult. It seems like
really unfortunate.
It's really unfortunate that this keeps happening, but hopefully we can figure out a fix.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways. And on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat.
All right. Well, hopefully we are back. Yeah. So we've noticed a correlation between Vel'koz clicking R and the stream crashing. Unfortunate. So it's been about the same each game. We've noticed that, first game, it was right around that 20 to 25 minute mark. Over that drag fight, one team seems to get ahead of the game. And, right now it's leading towards Olympus. They're 4K up, and the pressure is definitely setting in on Ivern Enthusiast. They know that it's kind of a dire situation right now. Urgot's teleporting, so it's going to be a 5v4. Going for the drag again. Gwen is just going to stick it out and try to get this turret, have a little bit of map awareness and map pressure. And it looks like they're just going to give the Drake. They don't care if they're on soul point now because they're shooting to just get these turrets and inhibs. Actually a solid play. Oh. Really unfortunate. The Morgana does get caught out, suppressed and eaten alive by Urgot. So they do manage to get the inhib turret for both top and mid. Inhibs are open, but now it's just trying to play the scramble game. Doesn't look like Ivern Enthusiast is going to be able to chase him down. Too many slows from both Gwen and Jinx. But they know that they have to contest this Baron. And Vel'koz Ard, so Team fight.
The highways till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays, and on we'll go through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Alright, so unfortunately we ran into the same issue. Vel'koz did click R, you know. Per usual, champion is going to use his ultimate in these dire situations. Still looks like it was an Olympus favored team fight. Doesn't look like they did pick up the Baron. They got the mid inhib off of whatever happened. Gwen is holding this Urgot at bay. And unfortunately, the Ivern Enthusiasts are down almost 8,000 gold, you know. It's looking pretty dire for them. And, you know, Olympus is doing some pretty great things right here. They're sitting in this bush, they know that there's no vision, and they are just playing for a pitch so they can end this game once and for all and put this series to rest. No vision on Baron, on Ivern Enthusiast side, so looks like Olympus is going to try to sneak this down real quick. Looks like they're picking up on it, but I think it might have been just a little too late. The Victor is an absolute monster. Picks up Baron, and now it's really a fight or flight situation.
Hey, sorry about that. I'm back.
You're good. So, you know, we have drag coming up in 40 seconds, which is a huge drag for Ivern Enthusiast, but it's really unfortunate that they allowed Baron to get taken because now they can't fight for this drag, and it looks like Olympus is just going to shove top for this inhib and hopefully try to end this game.
Yeah, it does look like Olympus is going very strong top lane. They just have the Gwen split pushing. I mean, I feel like they might have overcommitted to that, actually. The Jhin ult slowing the Victor, but the Morgana shield comes out, and
Not quite enough.
they just weren't able to get anything out of it, and the Gwen's just freely split push that side wave into the...
So it looks like it's not quite enough. Victor did stay in the top lane bush, so he is just playing to get these supers into their base. Ivern is going for the drag. Olympus is just saying, you know what, you can have that drag. We are going to shove it to your base. Gwen is going to try to stop the backs. Unfortunately, Urgot does have teleport. Immediately, Jarvan R'd. Vel'koz R, and the stream is gone again.
Okay,
God.
it does look like they're going to end. They did I think they did just trade Soul for Nexus. Because I think they took out Urgot, and then Vel'koz was a bit stuck ulting. We can see what happens. Hopefully the game's not over. Let's go, Vel'koz. else. Hopefully we can get back into the game as soon as possible. Vel'koz so strong that he crashes the game.
Really unfortunate.
True.
His cooldown is so fast. By the time our production team gets it, under control and we get back into the game, he's off cooldown and he's ready to use it again. So it does look like they actually did pull off a little base defense. They lost the Nexus turret. Middle inhib does seem to be back up. Top lane is pushed out with the inhib, stacking supers. Doesn't look like anyone's pathing up there yet.
I think that...
Go ahead, man.
I think that the biggest problem here is the Vel'koz doesn't have any of those kills. He's got all assists in this game, and he's not on any items. He just popped the Elixir of Sorcery. He's just relying on pure, like, he just get all the little bits of damage he can because he's on 2 items, he's got boots, and he's just so far behind at this point in the game. And he's like their main focus of like team fight damage.
So right now it would be a great move for Olympus just to play this slow. Don't rush anything. Let those supers run into the base. Take a couple of them away to clear it. Then that's your opportunity to get in there and get these inhibs for the triple inhib. So Urgot's top. Gwen is still pushing the bot wave. Jin's asking for help.
Alright, it looks like DZG's actually pushing this a bit early. I mean, I feel like they should have waited for top tower, but Jin will... Not enough again, and the Victor's stunning up the Trundle, but it doesn't really get them anything. Although Gwen having the side
Vel'koz damage. My gosh.
Yeah, Vel'koz with two items and boots. But they are losing all their jungle camps to this very, very strong DZG team comp.
This might have been the mistake that ends the game.
It looks
Thresh
like
gets caught out. Trundle's trying to run down the Victor. The team is split, and it is not looking good for Ivern Enthusiast. Trundle falls out. He knows he's overextended. Needs help in the base. The supers are coming.
Let's go, Vel'koz. Pull off that big ultimate.
I hope he gets one shot.
It looks like
crash again.
They might have over-aggressed out of their base a little bit, and I don't think they expected them to be staying in the jungle and taking their camps, and they just caught them all out as they walked past.
Good teleport, keeping the minion alive. They have a wave. They're going to go for this triple inhib, make sure that they get the supers in base. It's looking really, really bad for the Ivern Enthusiast. They're pinning the top wave. That means the inhib just spawned. They did get one wave of supers coming to mid and bot. Unfortunately not to top. I think the next step is to try to go for this Baron coming up in 10 seconds. I mean, they have a lot of map pressure. It's going to be really hard for Ivern Enthusiast to be able to contest this big objective. If they somehow manage to steal it, though, it's a game-changing moment.
It does look like the Jin is on a pretty strong item spike, though. He does have a lot of single target damage, and with that Urgot, if Urgot's able to shred the armor before Jin goes in, he will deal a lot of damage. The Jin opening up while they're taking the Baron, but it just doesn't seem like they're fast enough. He does half health the Morgana, but I don't think they're doing enough.
Right here is a good time to send the Gwen top and get that inhib while they contest for this Elder Drag. I mean, once they get that triple inhib up, it's going to be really, really hard to actually contest and do anything with the Elder Dragon. And they know they can't do anything about it. Elder is up in 15. Interesting moment here. I wonder if they go for the Elder and then go for the final shove, or just keep going for the top lane.
Looks like Urgot's going for a pick here on Gwen. I don't know if he's actually able to finish it off.
So Gwen's going to stay up top. Looks like Urgot's going to hover with her, not let her shove. Thresh gets caught out again.
Obliterated by that Victor.
Garvinar.
The Vel'koz almost gets killed, but he flashes over the wall. Victor kills Jin. Vel'koz goes for the ultimate on Jhin and ends up crashing us again, but I don't even think he takes out the Victor, and Morgana's right behind him. I think that might be the end for the Ivern Enthusiast. They're just getting all their carries taken out. I mean, I think that might have just been the end for the Ivern Enthusiast. The Jhin got picked, the Thresh got picked, the Vel'koz is about to be killed, the Trundle's on 1 health. I don't think that they're actually able to come back from this, and I don't think that we're going to be able to get back into the game after this.
Very unfortunate with this, bud, but you know, it was a good series. Ivern Enthusiast showed out really strong in that first game.
That reverse sweep. It seems like it was a really nice showing out of the. It's honestly a really nice comeback from both the Jinx and the Victor from game 1, both of them having their own pop-off games. Being able to show that they are good on those champions. It was just an off game on that game 1, getting those comfort picks. But
definitely, well, good games to all involved, and let's thank DZG for being able to host this and allowing us to cast it. It was a really good time, and congrats to the Olympus team, and hopefully they continue on their winning streak.
Yep, good game and good job, Olympus. You guys got that W. Nice reverse sweep. I think that'll be it from us.